Alibaba was a woodcutter. Every day he walked into the forest, every day he cut wood, every day he returned home weary but with enough to sell. Life was simple, but difficult. He dreamed of a life without worry, a life of comfort. One day, deep in the heart of the forest, Alibaba heard something strange. It was a voice, rough and loud, echoing through the trees. Curious, he followed the sound. He hid behind a cluster of bushes, peering through the leaves. He saw them then, 40 men, fierce and strong, their faces hidden by scarves. They stood before a massive rock, their leader shouting, "Open sesame!" The rock groaned and shuddered, then slowly swung open, revealing a dark entrance. Alibaba watched, his heart pounding, as the men disappeared inside. They emerged later, their arms laden with sacks overflowing with gold coins, jewels that shimmered in the sunlight, and silks that whispered promises of luxury. These were no ordinary men, these were thieves, and they had stumbled upon a secret treasure. The thieves departed, their voices fading into the distance. Alibaba, his mind racing, crept from his hiding place. He approached the massive rock, his hand trembling as he reached out. He remembered the words the leader had spoken. Taking a deep breath, he whispered, "Open sesame." The rock obeyed. Before him lay a sight that stole his breath away. Gold coins glittered like a sea of fallen stars. Rubies, emeralds, and diamonds blazed with an inner fire. Silks, soft as a summer breeze, spilled from chests overflowing with riches beyond imagination. The air hung heavy with the scent of spices and the whispered promise of untold wealth. This was the treasure cave of the 40 thieves. Alibaba knew he could take everything. He could be rich beyond his wildest dreams. But something held him back. He remembered his life, his simple existence. Greed, he knew, could be a dangerous beast. Instead of filling his arms with gold, he chose a single bag of coins. Just enough, he thought, to change his life and the lives of his loved ones without drawing unwanted attention. He carefully tied the bag, slung it over his shoulder, and whispered, "Close sesame." The rock rumbled shut. He left the way he came, his heart lighter than his pockets. From that day forward, Alibaba used his newfound wealth wisely. He helped his family, sharing his good fortune with those he loved. He bought food for the hungry and shelter for the homeless. He remained humble, his heart filled with gratitude for the secret fate had revealed to him. Alibaba had a brother named Qasim. Qasim was a merchant driven by ambition and a hunger for wealth. When he learned of Alibaba's good fortune, he was consumed by envy. He demanded to know the source of his brother's sudden wealth. Unable to refuse his brother's persistent pleas, Alibaba reluctantly revealed the secret of the cave and the magic words. Qasim, blinded by greed, rushed to the cave. "Open sesame!" he bellowed, his heart pounding with anticipation. The cave opened, revealing its glittering treasures. He spent hours stuffing his pockets with gold and jewels, forgetting Alibaba's warning about greed. But when he was ready to leave, he found he couldn't remember the magic words. Panic seized him, he was trapped. The thieves returned, finding Qasim cowering amidst their treasure. Furious at his intrusion, they showed him no mercy. Qasim's greed had cost him his life. The leader of the thieves was furious. Someone had discovered their secret. He was determined to find the thief and exact his revenge. He took a piece of white chalk and marked the door of Alibaba's house, a silent promise of the violence to come. Morgiana, Alibaba's loyal and quick-witted servant, noticed the chalk mark. She had heard whispers of the 40 thieves and their ruthless ways. Sensing danger, she took a piece of chalk and marked every door on the street, making it impossible for the thieves to identify Alibaba's house. Night fell, cloaking the town in shadows. The 40 thieves, their leader seething with rage, crept through the streets, their eyes searching for the marked door. They were thwarted. Every house bore the same chalk mark. Their plan had failed. Section 6. Morgiana's quick wit, outsmarting the enemy. The leader of the thieves was enraged by Morgiana's cleverness. He would not be deterred. He returned to the cave, his mind churning with a new plan. He would disguise himself as an oil merchant, befriend Alibaba, and then strike when he least expected it. The next day, a kindly old oil merchant arrived at Alibaba's door, offering to sell his wares. He carried 39 jars, he explained, and needed a place to store them for the night. Alibaba, known for his generosity, welcomed the merchant into his home. He offered him food, drink, and a place to rest. What Alibaba didn't know was that 38 of the jars concealed the rest of the 40 thieves, each one armed and ready to attack. Only one jar actually contained oil. The leader, disguised as the merchant, smiled to himself. Soon he would have his revenge. Section 7. A Dance of Deception, the Oil Merchant's Ruse. As night fell, the household slept. But Morgiana, ever vigilant, felt a prickle of unease. She decided to investigate the oil merchant and his mysterious jars. As she approached the jars, she heard a faint whisper coming from within. "Is it time yet?" a voice hissed. Morgiana's suspicions were confirmed. She quickly devised a plan. She grabbed a pot of boiling oil from the stove and one by one, poured the scalding liquid into each jar, killing the thieves hiding inside. The leader, hearing the muffled cries of his men, knew his plan had been discovered. He tried to escape, but Morgiana was waiting. She danced around him, graceful and swift, wielding a dagger with deadly precision. The leader, outmatched and outwitted, met his end at the hands of the courageous servant girl. Section 8. Justice and Gratitude, Alibaba's Reward. When morning came, Alibaba awoke to a house filled with the bodies of the 40 thieves. He was horrified. What had happened? Morgiana calmly explained how she had saved his life, recounting the events of the night. Alibaba was overwhelmed with gratitude. He realized that Morgiana was more than just a servant. She was a true friend, loyal and brave. He showered her with gifts and granted her freedom. In an act of immense kindness and trust, he also offered Morgiana his hand in marriage. She accepted, touched by his generosity and love. Together, they decided to keep the location of the treasure cave a secret, sharing its riches only with those in need. They knew that true wealth lay not in gold and jewels, but in kindness, loyalty, and the courage to fight for what is right. Section 9. A Life Transformed, Sharing Fortune's Bounty. Years passed. Alibaba and Morgiana lived long and happy lives. They used their wealth to help others, building homes for the homeless, providing food for the hungry, and offering hope to the destitute. Their story, passed down through generations, became a beloved legend, a tale whispered around campfires and shared in hushed tones. Alibaba, the once poor woodcutter, had discovered something far more valuable than gold, the true meaning of wealth. He learned that true happiness came not from material possessions, but from the love of family and friends, the satisfaction of helping others, and the courage to face any danger, no matter how great.